He was in a relationship with a biological male, so-called furry, whatever that is transitioning to be a fake woman. He was not MAGA, not one bit. That is a complete lie.
She said he was in the bed with a boy. He is not one of us. We do not claim him, is what she said.
Angel on the track.
Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy, OT Cowboy, back at it again for another video. So I do want to go back over some of the things that we talked about yesterday, some of the things that people who weren't in the live stream might not have been able to hear. Yesterday, President Trump, on Wednesday, for our live stream on Wednesday, it's what we talked about then, that crash. President Trump and RFK came out and basically said that Tylenol is, but it could be. They were very like, as the liberals say, fluid about their language just on Wednesday. It could, it may not, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't cause autism. So they're saying Tylenol in pregnancy has been possibly found to be linked to autism. Essentially, he said that Tylenol could be causing autism in pregnancy. I don't know, man. Me personally, it's a little weird. Like, I don't necessarily like the sound of that. I don't know. I'm not saying that I disagree. What I am saying is I don't know if I do agree. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's really weird to say, like, something that we've been taking our entire life, since I was a kid, since my wife was a kid, since my mom was a kid, since my grandparents were kids. Literally, dude, it's been around for like decades and decades at this point. So why is it all of a sudden causing an increase in autism? That's the part that I don't understand. Hey, maybe they are right and I am just like completely oblivious, or maybe not everybody's perfect. Some people make mistakes. It could possibly be that Donald Trump is listening to these doctors, and these doctors are trying to, play him and get a come up or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Sounds really fishy. We are officially moving on. Donald Trump officially designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. This is something that I think should have happened a long time ago. They are absolutely evil. We have to remove them from the public eye. Like, it's not safe for kids whatsoever. College age kids, high school kids, to be taking in this type of rhetoric. It's a self-hate, country hate, God hate rhetoric that is horrible for our nation. So I'm super glad that he designated them as a domestic terrorist organization. Let's check that out.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Live Down from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page. Thanks again for joining us worldwide as we continue to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories. Before leaving for New York City, President Trump did sign an executive order designating Antifa a terrorist organization. If you remember, during his campaign, this was one of the promises that he made to voters, that this would happen. Just a little bit ago, President Donald Trump signed this executive order designating the Antifa movement as a domestic terrorist organization. The White House said promising actions targeting left-wing groups following Charlie Kirk's assassination. And we also want to show you the message and statement from Rapid Response 47 on X, saying President Donald J. Trump just signed an order officially designating Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. Here is the text of the order. Section 1, Antifa as a terrorist threat. Antifa as an anarchist enterprise that calls for the overthrow of the United States government, law enforcement authorities, and our system of law. It uses illegal means to organize and execute a campaign of violence and terrorism nationwide to accomplish these goals. This campaign involves coordinated efforts to obstruct enforcement of federal laws through armed standoffs with law enforcement, organized riots, violent assaults on immigration and customs enforcement and other law enforcement officers, and routine doxing of and other threats against political figures and activists. Antifa recruits, trains, and radicalizes young Americans to engage in this violence and suppression of political activity, then employs elaborate means and mechanisms to shield the identities of it.
Essentially what they're saying, everything that we all know, Antifa is literally evil, dangerous, violent. They either, one, brainwash kids into believing their rhetoric, and that's how they win people over, or two, they just burn down the city, destroy their cars, destroy local businesses, family-owned businesses, all that stuff. They are just disgusting. And so thank God that Donald Trump officially designated them as a terrorist organization. Now, what does that mean, right? What does it mean that they are now an official domestic terrorist organization? It could mean a lot of things. It could mean that they could, be arrested for your affiliation with Antifa. It could mean that they no longer have the right to do a protest, because as we know, every Antifa protest turns into violence, and it usually just starts off violent. I mean, there was the one video that was circulating. I wish I had it pulled up, man, where Antifa was starting fights in like the hood of Brooklyn. They ran them out. Those skinny little white dudes didn't want no smoke, bro. But yeah, man. Or it also could mean, and I'm hoping that we can officially wage a war on Antifa, because this is now a domestic terrorist organization. Now, I doubt that that's the case. The most war that we're probably going to get is like, locking up high-ranking members of Antifa, or high-ranking like founders, stuff like that. But either way, it's good. It is all good. Jimmy Kimmel, actually, everybody knows Jimmy Kimmel got kicked out of, what was it? I forget what the name of his show was. I cannot stand him. But anyways, he got fired. We all know Jimmy Kimmel got fired, right? Not even 24 hours later, they hired this POS right back. Check this out.
The suspension of Jimmy Kimmel is now over. ABC announced Jimmy Kimmel Live. It will be back on tonight. That's 11:30 p.m. on ABC 10. The Walt Disney Company releasing a statement saying, in part, quote, "We made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It's a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. The show is back on tonight."
Why?
ABC suspended Kimmel after comments he made following the assassination of the conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. Kimmel faced backlash for the remarks, leading TV affiliates like Nexstar and Sinclair to pull the show. President Trump celebrated the suspension, even calling it a cancellation, and people across the nation protested that decision to suspend Kimmel at the ABC 10 stations, specifically, and including us in Sacramento. ABC 10 is an affiliate of ABC, but not owned by ABC. We are owned by a company named Tegna.
Hold on. Let me pause real quick. Let me pause and clarify something for y'all. Hold on, bro. I'm about to cook, all right? Listen. All of these signs that First Amendment, you got to protect Jimmy Kimmel's First Amendment. All of that crap out the window when they shot Charlie. Period. Here's why. Charlie Kirk was not making fun of anybody who was killed. George Floyd, but that he overdosed, and he didn't make fun of him. He said facts. He said George Floyd overdosed on drugs. He was a criminal. He was a cheater. He was a robber. He overdosed on drugs. The cops are innocent. That's what he said. He didn't say, "Oh, look at that guy. He freaking died," like Jimmy Kimmel did. Okay. Second off, even if he did, both things are actually, yes, they're protected under the First Amendment, right? The freedom of speech. Here's where we run into a problem, okay? Charlie Kirk was killed for his speech. We're not saying, oh, the government killed Charlie Kirk for his speech. We didn't say that. We didn't say that he wasn't arrested for his speech. He was killed for his speech. That in itself is a constitutional martyr, okay? He died while using his freedom of speech to further and better the nation. That is respectable, okay? It's commendable. What Jimmy Kimmel is doing, on the other hand, he is on a TV show that heavily influences a large population of the nation, okay? And he was fired by the people who run that TV show, not the government, not Donald Trump. The people that run that TV show fired him, just like they've been firing all these other people from Starbucks, Hobby Lobby, Home Depot, wherever the F they work. F meaning freak or frack. Take your choice. I'm a Christian. All right. Wherever the actual hack that they work, these people are being fired from. By the owner, by the manager, by the director, whatever that may be, by, in his case, the producer. But here's the thing. Donald Trump is not censoring him. He's not taking away Jimmy Kimmel's First Amendment. So your little First Amendment signs mean absolute jack. Okay? When you say things, when you use certain wording, and when you make fun of people that are dead, you absolutely have the right to do that in America. As long as you're not threatening someone's life, you're perfectly fine. The problem comes in when you think that you're immune from people reacting to that, okay? This all started, the whole infringement of the First Amendment, not by the government, but by the people, the ignoring of the First Amendment, the attack on the First Amendment, all started taking place when the trans ideology and the trans activists started forcing you to call men women and women men. That's when it really started happening. When they started forcing you to say theys and thems, and telling you what their pronouns are and what you have to call them, that is when the infringement of the First Amendment from the people really started to happen. And I'm going to tell you right now, Donald Trump is not infringing on anyone's First Amendment. He didn't go in and say, fire Jimmy Kimmel, or the government's going to arrest you. Or he didn't go and say, Jimmy Kimmel, you're being arrested for your speech. Never once did Donald Trump do that. Never once did this president do that, okay? The last people, the people that, really wasn't in term, but whoever was controlling Mr. Biden, they actually arrested people for their words. They called it hate speech. Making fun of a trans person, hate speech. Making fun of a black person, hate speech. Making fun of anybody who's not a white Caucasian man was considered hate speech, and you could actually be arrested for it. So why are they holding signs for the First Amendment? If anything, bro, these people have absolute zero right to even speak about the First Amendment. Take their First Amendment away, because they already don't like the First Amendment in the first place. They don't like the first one. They don't like the second one. They really don't like any of the amendments, to be honest with you. That's their whole thing. They want to enforce communism. Divinely Her says, shoot, it happened before then. The trans movement just took off with it. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I will say this, is it really solidified when the trans movement started to actually say what you can and cannot say. Now, I will say the censorship of Caucasian people in particular did definitely start before then. And it's just, you can't compliment a black person. You can't compliment a black person. You can't, talk bad about a black person. Either way, you're racist. You can't walk up and say, ooh, I like your hair. That's racist. I mean, the list goes on. But hey, I ain't gonna get started on that right now, because we'll be on that road for a long, long time. Let me move on to my next point, guys. It seems that in Dallas we have a wannabe cowboy, guys. Some probably trans person. I mean, let's be honest, but some weird computer gangster decided that he wanted to grab a rifle and go out and start shooting at the ICE facility in Dallas. This kid, they are already, hold on, let me pause. I'll let you guys watch the video and then I'll get to what I had to say, but I'm sure you know where I'm going.
FBI is describing this morning's shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas. One ICE detainee was killed, 2 others were hurt. And tonight, we're working to get answers to some big questions,
including who the victims are. The Mexican consulate now says one of the wounded is a Mexican national. We're getting new reaction from political leaders and immigration lawyers and learning how the suspect was able to take aim at the building.
We do know the suspect, 29-year-old Joshua John, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
All right, now listen. Y'all know I'm not a liberal, so I'm not gonna really make fun of dead people, but y'all be honest with me. Tell me he don't look like the type. Tell me he don't look like Asking Alexandria, 3 Days Grace. He's super depressed and he hates his mom, he hates his dad, his parents. Probably are like trying to get him to go to church, and he's like, I'm not going to church, Mom. I'm a Luciferian, okay? Like, he looks like that type of person. That's all I got to say. We could have clocked that as soon as dude started walking towards the ICE facility. He's a shooter. Take him out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Now we're learning more about who he was. We have team coverage for you tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Cynthia Izaguirre.
And I'm Chris Lawrence. Senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez helped break this story more than 15 hours ago. And our senior political reporter Jason Whiteley is here to give us a lot more insight and context.
And we also have a team of reporters digging into every detail about what happened today, from the suspect's history to the impacts this has had on the immigrant community, particularly the people we spoke with at the scene.
Let's start where it all unfolded around 6:40 a.m. Kevin Reese is live outside the facility along 35 near Mockingbird Lane. The suspect fired from a nearby rooftop, but Kevin, there's still a lot to learn.
There is a lot to learn, but there are a lot of things that we do know tonight, including this location, the location of the sniper's nest, this 3-story building behind me, an immigration attorney's office. He was on the rooftop, giving him an unobstructed view of his targets. Early Wednesday afternoon, the FBI removed evidence from the roof of an immigration attorney's office where they found the shooter dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Google Earth gives us the early morning vantage point he had. From the roof of the 3-story building, he had a clear line of sight estimated at 500 feet, nearly 2 football fields, to the back of the ICE building.
Just be advised, it's still active shooter. There's a sniper on the roof. Have everybody stay for very, very far locations.
Video from 8 TV shows where the bullets hit. Investigators taking pictures of the back of a transport van on the southwest side of the ICE building. Photos obtained by WFAA also show bullet holes inside the ICE building in a framed picture of the American flag.
He would shoot, he would wait 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, he would shoot.
The FBI says the bullets hit a transport van with ICE detainees inside, killing 1 and critically injuring 2 more.
He was targeting people. He wasn't just randomly shooting, he was actually targeting his targets and making sure he was getting hits.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
In fact, the FBI released this photo showing the exact words anti-ICE.
Hold up. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that looks like the same type of like MO as the shooter the guy who shot Charlie Kirk? I mean, let's be honest now. Do y'all think that these two things could be connected? Because it's just a little too similar. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost even sure that these are the same types of rounds. Like, from the looks of it, I'm pretty sure that's 30-06. Like, I'm pretty sure that these are the same rounds. And even like we're writing on the rounds now, like the fact that he sat there and he aimed and he took his shots carefully. Like, it's almost like he's either one, trying to emulate, or two, there is some type of an underground organization that is intentionally performing these assassinations. And I actually have a video saved that kind of can prove my point on that a little bit better, and we will get to that. But first, I want to know from you guys, like, just drop in the comment section, tell me, do you think that these two things could be related? Do you think that there's a correlation between Charlie Kirk's shooter and the Dallas Cowboy, as I'm going to call him? Now, let me pull that up. I have this video. I was going to get to, well, here, we'll go ahead and talk about what Kash Patel has to say about it first. And then I'm going to pull up that video I was talking about. Now, this other video that I'm talking about, guys, has actually been out for like 2 months. Like, it's old. Or no, I think it's, yeah, 2 months old. And I watched it a while ago, and I was laying in bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, these people are evil. They're demonic. And like, you'll see what I mean. And when you see it, it's gonna freak you out, because I've been thinking this for a long time, man. I really have. But now there's confirmation, and then these shooters and their MO is really, really, like, it's very closely related. That's all I got to say. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, okay? I'm not Detective Candace, like I was talking about on Wednesday, but I'm just saying, it's a little odd. It's a little weird.
Is with me in focus today, standing by. First, let's go to Brooke Taylor reporting from Dallas. Brooke.
Hi, Harris. Well, first, we have new information right now coming in from the FBI Director Kash Patel, who says that officials have been working around the clock 24/7 to go through this shooter's phone and find a possible motive. And what they found is pretty shocking. We want to pull up this post on X. This was posted again by FBI Director Kash Patel just in the last hour. He says the perp downloaded a document with a list of DHS facilities. He conducted multiple searches of ballistics and looked up the Charlie Kirk shot video in the last 2 days leading up to the shooting. According to the FBI director here, the shooter also searched apps that track the presence of ICE agents. And listen to this. He says that there was a handwritten note that was recovered that said, quote, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on the roof?" The FBI also released a picture of anti-ICE messages written on rounds that were found next to that shooter. Officials say this attack was a result of dangerous anti-ICE rhetoric.
Now, this isn't new though, y'all. Like, they've been dropping bricks off bridges onto ICE vehicles. They've been shooting at ICE tires. They've been the reason that ICE has to wear masks is literally to protect their families from people like this. This is not new. What's new is the behavior as far as like actually loading up a rifle, writing on the bullets, and then sending them at directed particular targets. Okay, they're stepping it up, man. And here's the thing, it's only gonna get more and more dangerous from here if we don't actually do something to stop these people. Let's see. I don't think they were connected. I do, however, believe they are from the same party. I know the anti-American party. You know the anti-American party. Yeah, you are right. I don't know though. I do believe that how do I say this? It's just too similar, man. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna show y'all something. Actually, I'll show it to you right now. The reason that I genuinely believe there is some form of like a greater organization at play. Now, Antifa is absolutely connected to this other organization that I know exists. But I think that this other organization is really the ones that are pushing for stuff like this. They're smart. Antifa is smart too, but this organization is very intelligent and they are organized, and it's scary. Now it's either that these two are both from the same organization, or this guy is just like a copycat assassin. See the pride flags on the gun? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Fascism, F-Nazis, we got Black Lives Matter, we got trans flags, we got the pride flags, we got the man, lady, woman, boy, thing, dude, dog that is literally holding a AK-47. These people are insane, dog. They say that we are the psychopaths and that we are just crazy people with guns, but y'all keep shooting us. What do you mean? Why ain't we sent nothing back yet? I'm just saying, y'all. Listen. All right. You can take the hood out the person, but you can't take, vice versa. You know what I'm trying to say. All I'm saying is this, okay? I got the spirit of Peter right now. I'm trying to chop some ears. I'm just saying, I'm not going to do it. Listen, YouTube, don't moderate me. I'm not saying that I'm personally going to do it. But what I am saying is, if somebody did decide to spin the block and get our lick back, I won't be mad. But hey, viewers, I'm not saying go do it. I'm just saying, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Vengeance is the Lord's, but there is a time for war. And these people are blatantly saying, like, it is war. They're literally saying it's war. There has been a plethora of videos all over TikTok, and it's all they're saying is war, war, war. It's time to go to war. We need to go to war. Trans people, go get your guns. That's literally all the videos I've been seeing are them hyping up and antagonizing trans people to get out there and shoot people. It's insane, bro. Like, they are literally crazy. And now they are organized. Okay, so that's why I'm saying I don't know if the two are related, if Tyler Robinson and the Dallas Cowboy are connected, or if the Dallas Cowboy is just trying to be a copycat of Tyler Robinson. But I am going to say it could have something to do with this, y'all. Like that. I'm not saying that we should get out there and do what they do. I'm just saying that we can't allow them to continue doing what they do, if you know what I mean. Don't get out there and start shooting people, y'all. That is not at all what I want. Don't say, Otaku Cowboy told me to go. I didn't tell you to do nothing. I did not say that. I said that these organizations are there. They do exist and they are dangerous. And so we cannot allow them to actually kill us. You know what I mean? So anyways, old Jasmine Crock of Crap is back at it again, talking crazy to Cash Patel and everybody else with her ghetto self.
And oh man, there has been so much today, and I truly don't know where to start. So I'm just going to make sure that we start off with a few facts. So a couple of facts that we need to make clear for everyone is that, number one, Director Christopher Wray, when he was appointed to be the head of the FBI, was appointed by Donald Trump. Now, I will agree that I definitely take issue with a number of decisions that Donald Trump makes, especially when it comes to the people that he decides to appoint to very important positions, including this one, because I did have to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are.
What is she talking about? And what is she wearing? Girl, why do you look like that? Why do you look like you about to go to Sunday service and then go pick you up a box of Chicken King on the way home, or some Indies with extra hot sauce? Get out of here. I'm not being racist, girl. I'm being real. You look ghetto. You sound ghetto. You sound uneducated. What? And why did they put her in that chair? I don't understand. I will never understand, though. Jasmine Crockett is ghetto. She makes us all look bad, dude. Everybody. Only thing she comes with is insults, and she never has any facts to substantiate it. Woo, girl. You look stupid.
You're the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining, yet we are supposed to believe that you were the greatest thing since sliced bread. I didn't ask you a question. Now,
rude.
What I want to go
false.
through is to talk about why you are a failure and why, honestly, we just need to tell you bye-bye. I know that you got a little upset and you put on your show for your boss because it seems like you're trying to save your job when it came to talking to Senator Booker yesterday. But let's go through some of your failures. So before you were even confirmed, and I think one of my colleague from Georgia, pointed out that you were already targeting career officials so that you could direct illegal firings. Mind you, these cases that you were so upset about, which are the ones tied to Trump, the cases came through his handpicked FBI director. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, oh, you know, we're happy because now we feel safe. I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacists, because I specifically as a black woman definitely don't feel safe. And frankly, my colleagues have been real nice to you today, and I applaud them, but I don't have the same demeanor because I know that multiple colleagues on this side of the aisle have faced death threats. In fact, somebody tried to kill one of my colleagues. And frankly, I don't know if this FBI or under your leadership, if those people would have been caught. I don't have.
But Jesus, I ask that you grant me the serenity to not say anything absolutely disrespectful and rude like this person on this screen. Bro, is there anybody else that's blood just straight boiled just now, just from hearing her ignorant self speak? All she said was a bunch of nothing. Oh, white supremacists. Only people who feel safe is white supremacists, except for the fact that you have millions of black people in DC, around the world saying, oh, thank God Donald Trump came and he cleaned up our city. Thank God Donald Trump is sending these illegal immigrants who are actually committing a lot of the crimes across the border or to jail. Thank God Donald Trump is locking people up and not just letting them back out. What are you even saying right now? White supremacists are the only ones who feel safe. Well, according to your logic, Irina Zarutska, she would be a white supremacist. Why? Because she's white. Every white person's a white supremacist to Jasmine Crockett, right? So according to you, the white supremacist just got stabbed on the bus not too long ago by, I'm sorry, was that a white supremacist or was that a black man? I'm sorry. Did he have a record? I don't know. Maybe it was Donald Trump, according to Jasmine Crockett. Okay. And you know, Kash Patel, he's the worst FBI. You're the worst FBI director ever. I cannot stand it. Oh my gosh. Get out of here, dude. She's talking about black people. We do not feel safe. Then why are you sitting up in a room full of white people disrespecting the director of the FBI if you don't feel safe? You feel safe enough to say some reckless stuff to the director of the FBI, but you don't feel safe. You're so oppressed. Oh, poor you, girl. Poor little Jasmine Crockett out here in her Gucci Versace suit, sitting up in a room, I cannot stand her. So I cannot stand her. I can't. I just can't. And I think the reason I can't stand her so bad is because it's like this, okay? You got somebody who is so absolutely ghetto and unprofessional and entitled, who only got the position she has because they needed to put a black woman in the chair. She is a straight up DEI hire, and she's brought her hood, ghetto, underachieving attitude and her loud, obnoxious outfits and her disrespectful drive-through window West End McDonald's attitude into legislation, into Congress, okay? Why are you here? That's what makes me mad, is not only just her, but people like her. You know what I mean? There's so many people like her everywhere you go. You go to the hospital now, You know, I was in the hospital one time, dude, and I was like legitimately dying, like actually dying. I get to the back. The doctor's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they had you sitting out there like this for so long. You're actually gonna die. And if we don't do something, of course I didn't die. I'm sitting right here right now. But the point is, there was a receptionist at the hospital, and she was so rude. She was just like on her phone, like, yeah, here. And she didn't even say words. She just passed the paper. Like she's got better things to do than help people live. Like she has better things to do than save people's lives. Why? Because she's guaranteed her job. Why? Because of her skin color. Because of the fact that she's a black woman and they have to have one. They need at least one in there. Because if not, then people like this can call them white supremacists and racist. Bro, they have created this mentality for the whole nation that you need to bow down and kiss the feet of all black people, especially black women. Don't interrupt the black women when I'm speaking. You know who I'm talking about from Jubilee. Yup. Don't interrupt the black trans woman. Oh, that right there, black trans woman. That's the holy grail. That one right there. You can't even look in the direction of one of those. You better bow down and worship that one, because they are the golden calf, according to these people. And they've created this mentality that black women, especially, but all black people have to be revered, as though each and every one of them is a heroic center of America who has truly achieved greatness. When in reality, they ain't done jack except for expect and receive entitledness to be like, I need, gimme. But you ain't done nothing to earn it at all. And then once you get in there, once you do get something just gifted to you, basically, you get a leg up ahead of all the other people that tried twice as hard and couldn't get in because they needed to have their token. Then you get in there and you act like that. Then you get in there and you are just ghetto, disrespectful. Oh, you the worst one ever, Cash. We can't stand you. We can't stand you, Cash. Shut up. I'm speaking. Shut up. Girl, go sit down somewhere. Somebody get her out that chair. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Exactly. And create more division. Thank you. That's exactly what they're doing. I can't stand it. Jasmine Crockett crap. I'm gonna let her talk. I'm gonna let the rest of her talk, but I really don't want to. I really want to skip her for real. Y'all tell me in the comments if it's okay to skip Jasmine Crockett, because I can't stand her.
And if we start talking about the reasons that I lack confidence, we could start with you not just wanting to acknowledge some simple facts. Simple facts like the vast majority of the threats are coming from right-wing extremism. And I know my colleagues have tried to stress this, but I decided that I would maybe do it in a different way. Number one, I have a couple of UCs. Kim Buck, one of multiple Republicans receiving death threats for voting against Jim Jordan as House Speaker.
Without objection.
Another one, Republican lawmaker says she received death threats after voting against Jim Jordan in Speaker's race.
Without objection.
In addition, there was another one from another colleague who now is leaving Congress because they said that they were calling his wife anonymously and threatening her life to the extent that she ended up sleeping with a firearm.
Without objection.
She should sleep with a firearm. We all should have our guns on us at all times. Why? Because it's your Second Amendment right and the criminals got them, so you should anyways. She's a Republican, right? I doubt that that's the reason that she slept with the firearm. It's just that you, Jasmine Crockett, you are a Democrat, so you don't understand that we always have our guns on us. Anyways, I'll leave that there. My point is this, right? And after this, I'm skipping Jasmine. I don't care what y'all say. All right, I can't listen to the rest of this. I'm skipping to the next point. Okay. Here's the problem, okay? You're sitting here, you brought out a list of right-wing extremists who have threatened you or threatened your friends or threatened whoever, right? Understandable. Okay. The reason he's saying without objection is because why object to that? Everybody has bad apples. There's bad apples on both sides. Okay. Here's the difference. You got death threats. You got a paper with a bunch of threats on. Maybe you named off what, 5, if that 3 or 4. Okay. You have a paper. We have burials. You got death threats on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Okay. We have to put people in caskets. That's the difference. And the difference also is our side is still praying for y'all. Our side is still saying, God forgive them, for they know not what they do. But your side is like, oh, you the worst one ever. We can't stand you, Cash. Get out. Get out, Cash. Shut up, Jasmine Crocker Crap. Boy, moving on. Moving on. I cannot deal with her, okay? Listen, but hey, hold on, wait, because there is somebody who I believe gets their lick back. Now, as you guys know, I don't watch these before I put them in the list. I just say, okay, this is what we're talking about today, and then we review it together. So I think we actually do get a lick back. I think so. Okay, so she got me talking ghetto now. Look at that. All right, guys, it's your boy Otaku Cowboy here. I gotta fix my my language because after listening to Jasmine Crockett, she done made me hood. I can't.
Yes, Mr. Chair, since I wasn't allowed equal time to debate, I have a UC. It is from, it looks like Yahoo News. It says, Charlie Kirk suspect's grandma says family is all MAGA.
Without objection, so ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Green from Georgia.
Mr. Chair, remember I have a UC as well.
We'll recognize you next time. Chair, Ms. Green, it's your 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can assure you that the 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, that murdered Charlie Kirk is not MAGA. His family may be Republican, but all of the evidence that is being presented proves that he is a far leftist, very much integrated in online groups that are linked to Antifa. He was in a relationship with a biological male, so-called furry, whatever that is transitioning to be a fake woman. He was not MAGA, not one bit. That is a complete lie. And it's
to be a fake woman. I love it. I love it. She said he was in the bed with a boy. He is not one of us. We do not claim him, is what she said.
An insult to every single Republican and person that identifies with those type of politics. We will not tolerate it. And that is the exact type of language that is getting many of us death threats day after day and led to shootings on the baseball field where Steve Scalise was shot. This is what led to President Trump nearly being assassinated this past summer. This is what has led to Charlie Kirk being assassinated. And so I just want to give a warning there. We're not going to tolerate that anymore. You know, something else we're not going to tolerate is crime. On August 11th, President Trump announced major steps to address the out-of-control crime in the district. Thank God, because this is my 5th year in Congress, and living in D.C. and working here has been a nightmare. It is. The crime is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And let's talk about some of that. Since President Trump thankfully brought in the National Guard, carjackings have decreased by 87%. Nearly 1,200 people have been arrested, including known members of MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. Those are both foreign terrorist organizations. By the way, many of them came across the border while Democrats controlled this country in the past 4 years. Federal law enforcement seized nearly 120 firearms and busted a drug trafficking ring attempting to smuggle fentanyl, PCP, and cocaine into D.C. A joint effort by ICE and MPD arrested an illegal alien previously charged with sex crimes against a child. D.C. went 12 days without a single homicide.
Without a
Can you
single
imagine
one.
that that's something that the National Guard had to be here to do? It's unbelievable to anybody that is right-minded. U.S. Attorney Pirro reported that 88% of arrests made between the start of the federal deployment on August 11th and August 25th resulted in charges being filed. This is substantially higher than in 2024, where the Biden-appointed U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves charged suspects only 57% of the time. That's because he was busy chasing down MAGA grandmas that went into the Capitol. So I've got a simple question for you. Mayor Bowser, do you prioritize criminals or the victims?
I prioritize law-abiding D.C. residents, visitors, and workers.
So that would be law-abiding citizens and victims. Do you support the police, Mayor Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Mendelson, do you prioritize criminals or victims of criminals?
I believe in swift and certain justice. And
No,
if
I asked
somebody
you
has committed
either
a
one.
crime-
Victims of criminals, of crime, or the criminals themselves. Which one do you prioritize?
As I understand the question, victims.
Victims. Do you support the police, Mr. Mendelson?
Absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Schwab, I'll ask you the same questions.
Unfortunately, hurt people hurt people. So sometimes victims are victims.
Boy, if you don't hurt people, we need to get them some therapy. Okay, explain that to the woman who was stabbed in the neck on the train, because hurt people, so we just got to get them some therapy. Okay, y'all are crazy, bro. They need to be completely fired. We need to rehire, have a mass rehiring for all politicians, because these people are insane. Okay, like, you have to be off your rocker. You have to be. Like, there's no other way. You have to be crazy to genuinely say some crap like that. Like, when your city or your state has that much crime and it's just getting ran through by drugs and murders, and you say some craziness like hurt people. Yeah, you know what? You're right. They do. But guess what? Hurt people also pull themselves up and don't become criminals sometimes. I mean, literally, dude, I had a rap sheet as long as my arm. Okay. But guess what? It's been over a decade since I've been in any trouble. I got my stuff expunged. I'm over here working with Blexit to help other people do the same thing. Like, it is not hard to change who you are and to actually do something different. I've seen dudes do it in jail. I've literally seen dudes who went from being the pod leader, who was like really that guy, and hurting everyone around them, in there for beating up their baby mamas and all kinds of stuff. And then they go in jail and they start the AA program, and they like really are like helping and really doing something different. And now they get out. Shoot, one of them, man, one of the dudes that I'm talking about, for instance, is out here. He's running a halfway house right now. He's just got a nice house. He's got a wife. He's got kids. Like, that's the thing. If you want to change, you can. And it's not about hurt people. It's about, you did the time, you did the crime, you need to do the time. It's really that simple. That is not your job. You're not a therapist. You are the mayor. You're not a therapist. You're the law enforcement. Okay? What do you mean by hurt people? Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Hopefully they'll get some help in prison. But for right now, you did this. We have to do this. It's not about being mean. It's about being just. Okay? I tell you what, man, as much as I don't like Jasmine Crocker Crap, that's how much I like Jillian Michaels. Okay? She's dope. I like her. All right? She always is speaking straight facts. Everything she says is straight facts, man. She stands on what she believes, no matter what. Like, she'll be up there surrounded by a bunch of radical feminists, left-wing ideology, like terrorist supporters, and she will be out there like, y'all are wrong. I don't care. Y'all are wrong. That's why I like Jillian Michaels. So, turns out, I think it was yesterday or today, No, I think it was yesterday. Jillian Michaels officially had enough of these liberal women. She had enough of these insane women, and she lost it. She blooped out on them, and I support her.
Before most people even knew that Charlie Kirk was dead, you have Netanyahu giving multiple interviews talking about how, using the fuking moment for his own political purposes, like the fucking ghoul that he is. Let me finish my point.
Him killing Charlie Kirk.
Did I not just
said that.
I literally
Okay, so now we're just gonna make
let
a
me finish
sidebar
my
to-
point, Jillian, because none of us can finish the damn point without someone else jumping down your throat.
Ew.
I don't think that Israel killed him because there's no evidence of that. But I had a problem with Netanyahu exploiting an assassination in this country for his own political means and purposes and lying about the nature of his relationship with Charlie Kirk. Because Charlie Kirk didn't like Netanyahu, just like any warm-blooded American shouldn't. Netanyahu is a bad guy. And he wanted to make it seem like, no, we were all great. We were good. We had a great relationship. Little did we know behind the scenes,
I don't
there
know
was a
how
lot
every
of pressure
show
toward
ends up
Netanyahu.
being about how do we bash Israel. This is not for me. I'm not interested in this.
Okay,
I love
I
you
know.
guys.
I'm
sorry.
Let's be good.
I
Let's
have
be good about
zero
precious
interest
Israel. Let the
in
country
fucking
committing a
every show
genocide.
doing
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Zero. I think you guys are great. I fundamentally disagree with you about like every show doing this. I'm sorry.
Cool. So can we continue the conversation?
Yeah, let's not. Let's.
Okay.
Finish the last topic.
All right.
All right.
Wow. Okay, guys. So, again, to clarify, I don't think Israel did it. And you want to know what's crazy is the person who is labeled the #1 anti-Semite out there, who has been anti-Semitic for the last 10 years, Nicholas Fuentes, has come out and said there is no evidence.
I don't care what she has to say. To be honest with you, I'll let it play. Don't get mad at me, y'all. I'll let it play. But first, I got to address something. That chick in the red dress, I don't even know her name. Don't care. She is disgusting. Do you not hear her? Do y'all hear her language? Like the way she talks? That is not feminine at all. That's not ladylike at all. She is essentially exactly what the third wave feminists are wanting every single woman to be like. If you're a man watching this right now, I know the majority of my audience is dudes. Do y'all really want to be with a chick like that? Every other word out of her mouth is F-bomb, D-word, F-bomb, I don't lie, just angry. She is just angry, and quite honestly, she's angry and misinformed. Talking about they're genociding them. No, we just gotta protect Israel. F-bomb. Girl, first off, cussing does not make your point any more valid. It just does not. Okay? Second off, fix your attitude. And thirdly, go read a book because you're wrong. Go and actually read some non-biased news. Here, I'm not sponsored by anything right now. I'm not getting paid by any company to say anything at all. I'm not that big yet, okay? But here's the thing. Straight Arrow News is great. Ground news, great, okay? If you want like some straight down the middle, no BS, not leaning one side or the other news, and things that will tell you like the left isn't talking about this, the right isn't talking about this, go check out one of those two, Straight Arrow News or Ground News, because people like this come from watching too much mainstream media. They think they know what they're talking about, so much so that they are just like disgustingly angry and aggressive, trying to prove a point that they're completely wrong on. And you look dumb, like on national television. I support what Jillian Michaels did because Jillian Michaels stood on what she believed. And she's like, I'm not going to sit here and argue a point that y'all don't even really know what you're talking about. We fundamentally disagree. I support that. I don't think she did anything wrong. Matter of fact, I commend her, really. I am super proud of her for walking off this show because it's been needing to happen for a long time. Everybody on this show is exactly, you see that sticker on the bottom of, y'all probably can't see it. There's a sticker on her laptop in the bottom corner that just says angry. That's what all these women are. They are just blatantly angry, just nasty, angry women. So I actually, I don't want to listen to the rest of them talk about Jillian after she's gone. I think it's disgusting. I genuinely could care less what they have to say. If you guys want to go see that, you absolutely can. Just go back and and watch her take. So I don't want to see it. Anyways, next on the agenda, let's talk about Jillian Omar. Like I said, I don't watch any of these things before I play them. I just play them and we watch them together. So let's get into that.
And be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind.
One of the people who did not vote for it is a woman who married her brother. Her name's Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. And here she is talking to Caitlin Collins on CNN, where she refuses to not only apologize.
Did he just glance over the fact that this lady married her brother? This is what they want for all of Minnesota. If you live in Minnesota, dude, you need to look out because they are really trying to push for Sharia law out there. Like, it's crazy.
About some of her comments for Charlie. She then says something that is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard on CNN, which that's we should send this woman a cake or something.
I just think it was the video where it called him Dr. Frankenstein and said his monster shot him through the neck. I mean, obviously this is a person, and looking at this is someone who was a husband and a father, and in the days after his shocking death, that happened as a result of his views, or it happened as a result as he was sharing his views publicly with people, that people found it jarring to hear such criticism of that in the immediate aftermath of
what I find jarring is that there's so many people willing to excuse the most reprehensible things that he said, that they agree with that they're willing to have monuments for him, that they want to create a day to honor him, and that they want to produce resolutions in the House of Congress honoring his life and legacy. It is one thing to care about his life, because obviously so many people loved him, including his children and wife. But I am not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. That should be in the pen of history, and we should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every single day.
She's literally bashing a man who just lost his life for his beliefs. Whether you agree with those beliefs, whether you disagree with those beliefs, makes no difference. At the end of the day, he was exercising his First Amendment in a peaceful way while educating the people around him, and he got shot for it in front of his family. And this woman had the nerve to bash him and praise the fact that he's dead. And then when asked about it, changed the topic. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I get really frustrated when I hear people blatantly disrespect Charlie Kirk, because I'm going to tell you right now, and then I'm going to move on. Okay. Charlie Kirk, people say that he's racist, he's this, he's that. Every single clip that I've ever heard someone say to claim he was racist was taken completely out of context. And if you watch the whole thing, then you would know. I'm a person who has literally kept up with Charlie Kirk for years. I am I'm not even going to say what city, but in my city, I am the citywide chair of Blexit, which is an organization specifically for Black people. Mind you, I see your comments coming through. I'm not reading it. But this is an organization specifically created to help the Black community by Charlie Kirk directly. Charlie Kirk is responsible directly, like himself. He did this. He didn't pay someone to do it. He did it himself. He is specifically directly responsible for taking a lot of young Black kids from the hood, giving them resources, and then helping them go to the White House. He's responsible for giving so many poor, lower class Black kids opportunities to be in politics, opportunities to be in government that they otherwise would not have had. The list is, like, I promise you, bro, the list is longer than an NBA roster of all of the young Black kids without a good chance at life that Charlie Kirk was directly responsible for helping and changing the entire course of their life. The organization is called Blexit. If you don't believe me, look it up. Okay? I'm telling you from experience, Charlie Kirk is not racist. Charlie Kirk has changed the lives of so many people that were Black. And not only Black, he's helped other minorities as well. But Blexit is a whole organization he started specifically to help the black community. He's not racist at all. Charlie Kirk was not a racist. He didn't have a racist bone in his body. Two of his actually two closest friends are black, both of which from the hood. So I don't know where you're getting this racist rhetoric from. The only part that I'm hearing people say that he actually said was that he wanted to secure our border from illegal immigration. Go to any other country, break into their country, or break into their border, and tell me what happens. I can promise you right now that it's not going to end pretty. They're not going to sit here and have their citizens pulling money out of their paychecks to support you. That's not going to happen. So, like I said, Charlie Kirk is not racist. He's saying he is literally standing for the law. That's all he's saying. He's standing up for the law, just like everyone else who voted for Donald Trump. If you don't like it, then vote against him, dog. Vote against Trump next term. Hopefully, well, not hopefully you win, but for you, I mean, I hope that you get what you put into it back out of it. I know that what they're doing is right, and I absolutely do not stand for anybody making fun of Charlie Kirk's death, because I can tell you right now from personal experience, Charlie Kirk is one of the best men to ever hold a mic in this nation. And that's a fact. And yes, comparing him to Martin Luther King, no, he didn't. Charlie did not agree with a lot of the things that Martin Luther King was doing behind the scenes, but comparing him to Martin Luther King in the sense that he got out there, he had conversations, and he changed lives, yes, they're definitely comparable. They did similar things. That's what they were saying. Omar, sorry, I'm really worked up. Omar, her problem is that Charlie doesn't condone her people breaking into our country and then getting special treatment, which none of us do. The only people that agree with that are the tone deaf people that apparently either you don't have to pay a bill. I don't know how you can possibly send your kids to public school or have a regular job in which Social Security gets taken out of your paychecks, or be a taxpayer in any form and actually agree with illegal immigration. So moving on, let's lighten up the mood. Like I said, Chicago woman calls Chicago mayor the N-word. Let's check this out.
Up there and said, you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in a $1 billion deficit, and you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you will not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your price. Pause before that plays. Wait a minute. I thought that that's racist to say that we don't want illegals coming into America. I thought that's racist, right? Oh my gosh. No black person would ever agree with that. They gotta be an Uncle Tom, right? Property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second, stop her time. Stop her time. Just a second,
Censorship.
Stop her time.
Stop her time.
Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay? All right.
Alex.
Okay, you can begin her time again.
You're going to spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this is how it's going to ride? I think not. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
Wait, I thought that I was an Uncle Tom for supporting Donald Trump and wanting to get illegals out of our nation. I thought that makes me an Uncle Tom. I thought that no black person could possibly think for theirself, right? That's what the Democrat Party is banking on. They've said theirself, we will have these Negroes voting Democrat for the next 100 years. And it worked. It worked. It did, dog. Listen, look around you, man. Do you know how many people I've talked to? I'll tell you right now, my entire family is Democrat. Everybody in my family is like, we vote Democrat. I remember being a kid going to vote for the first time when I turned 18. And I was like, who do I vote for? My mom, an attorney, mind you, who personally knows Supreme Court justices. I used to play at their house. And I'm not rich. I wasn't raised rich. It didn't happen until I was what, 17, 16, that she actually like got money. But the point is that the connections were there. And so this is a person who is actually like in the loop on some political affairs, right? And I asked her, which party do I vote for? She said Democrat. I said, why? She said, 'cause you're black. I said, okay, what does that mean? She said, you're black. Don't worry about it. You vote Democrat. But as I grow up and I have children, get married, want to buy a house, and trying to be an adult, I look around me and I'm like, man, Democratic Party ain't never done nothing for me. I mean, just the other day, Kamala Harris is on the news talking about how we don't need a Messiah. But wait, my family's Christian, so why are they voting for someone who said they don't need a Messiah? And then you look back and 7 years ago, Barack Obama was on the news saying the exact same thing, the exact same wording. We don't need a Messiah. They are anti-God. And then you wonder why the majority of the Democratic Party right now is running around saying, oh, poor little black people can't take care of themselves. Come over here, let the trans and gay people help you take care of you because you can't speak for yourself. You can't think for yourself. They've already said years ago, 100 to be exact, 100 years ago, that you cannot think for yourself. And if you try to, then, oh, well, guess what? The world's already against you. So the police are going to beat you to death. They got y'all brainwashed into thinking that you need white people with man buns to come and help you and hold your hand, and that you are too dumb to think for yourself or to actually take care of yourself in this nation. When in reality, it's an equal playing field. The only thing that Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, the only thing that they've been saying is that America is a merit-based society, and it should be a merit-based society into which each person has the ability to get out what they put in, and that the only thing stopping you from success is you. Yes, we all have different starting points. Every person has trauma. I live in the hood right now. 2 blocks down the street, dudes just got shot at the corner store 2 blocks down the street, literally the other day. But you don't see me over here saying, oh, poor little me, I can't do anything for myself. I can't do nothing because I'm black and the world's against me and the police hate me and the government's holding me down. But guess what? Hey, the Black Lives Matter movement ran by the transgenders. They're going to help me out. So I need to vote with them. Make that make sense. They lump you ever notice that every single agenda, every single, oh, poor you, let's help you agenda is all bottled into one party? Have you ever really sat back and thought about the reason for that? The reason that every single emotion baiting agenda is all pushed by the same party. Why don't you look at the bigger picture, dude, and think about it for yourself? The facts of the matter is that they are trying to emotionally bait you into getting your vote. They want you to think like that. They want you to think, man, if I don't support this, then people are going to suffer. And if I don't support this, then these evil Republicans are just crushing and pushing down on everybody. And they only care about rich white men. Well, that's a really, really small base right there, that you think that all Republicans are rich white men. All Republicans are just controlled by this rich white men. BlackRock's running the Republican Party, and the Democratic Party is like what, the new Jesus walking the earth, that they are fighting for all of the poor, lower class people, and that's who's really the good guys, is the Democratic Party. Or is it that they know that the best way to get votes is to pretend to care about you? The best way to get votes is to pretend like they give a crap, because in reality, it's the same party that started the Klan, but now they want Black Lives Matter. Now that's what they care about, because, oh, there was a switch, right? Or is it that is it that the other party isn't telling you that you're less than, the other party is telling you you're equal. The Democratic Party is actually telling you that you are less than, and that's why you have to have their help to fight for you, because you're less than. Like, think about that, dude. Like, they are literally telling you that you aren't nothing and you can't think for yourself, that you can't do anything for yourself, and that you have to have them to help you. You have to have welfare to help you. You have to have Section 8 to help you. You have to have food stamps to help you, because you can't do for yourself. You don't have the ability to pull yourself up, right? That's what they're telling you. That is a slave mentality. That is a self-hate rhetoric. That's the same crap they're telling the transgender youth, the people that are already having mental disabilities and already having depression and already having anxiety, and they come in and they tell them, you're born in the wrong body. Let us help you fix you, right? Because you can't do it yourself. There's no way that you're going to survive if we don't fix you. They are the party of self-hate, emotion baiting, and mind control. And what, bro, I'm happy that there is a large amount of black people that are waking up and exiting that delusion and like actually coming into real life. But I really wish it would happen faster, dude, because it's sad. It breaks my freaking heart, man. And I hear so many people talking about, oh man, you're Uncle Tom, you're a race traitor, you're a coon, yada, yada, yada. But the reality of the matter is, man, is I love black people. I really do. I love my people, man. That's why I still live where I live. That's why I still associate with the people I associate with, even though they call me Uncle Tom, they call me coon, they call me this, they call me that. The fact of the matter is I love black people enough that I really just want to help pull people out of that delusion, because it's sad watching my people be brainwashed and controlled by new age slavery, by new age slave drivers, that instead of whipping you, they just feed you money and they feed you food stamps until you die. That's what their whole agenda is, to remove fathers from the homes. They want to remove fathers from the homes, destroy the American system of morals, destroy the family dynamic, because they know that a child growing up without a father in the home is way more likely to go to prison. So that feeds the prison industrial complex. It's a whole scheme, dude. And if you really paid attention and you really understood what's going on and you look at the statistics, you would see the Democratic Party is not your friend. The people who are calling, oh, they're racist, they're evil, they're bigots, they're fascists, they are not your friends, bro. They're really not. They're just telling you what you want to hear and giving you the easy route instead of helping you be successful and showing you you can actually do it yourself. You actually are valuable. You do have an inherent value that comes from God because you're made in his image. But hey, I mean, they're even using the fact that y'all hate God to get votes. If they're anti-God, then they'll get your vote. It's sad, man. Y'all, you got to start thinking for yourself, man. You really do. Y'all have to start thinking for yourself. And I'm not preaching to everybody in this crowd, because listen, I know that there is some people that are tuned in right now that are not in that delusion, but I know that there's going to be a lot of people that see this video and the first thing they're going to want to do is hop on that keyboard and start typing and, oh yeah, guess what? I mean, there's probably a few right now that are doing it right this very second. And that's the thing, man, is listen, if you don't like me and you actually think that anything that you say in the comment section is going to change my opinion, I'm sorry to break it to you. You're definitely wrong. I've had to do a lot of research to go against my entire family for a rhetoric that was told that I was told they hated me since the time I was born. So if you think that I just, oh man, he's lost, we just gotta tell him the truth and it'll save him, I promise you're wrong. You have no idea how much research that it took for me to get to the point that I am. And I actually had to literally break parts of my brain away because I was so brainwashed. And when I finally woke up, there's no way you could ever convince me. And the reason is not because I've just consumed so much of this. The reason is because now I know for a 100% fact that the things that they are telling you is an absolute lie. And I just want to help other people wake up from it. This is something that I saw earlier today. I didn't watch it, but I did see it in my feed. And I was like, dude, that is I love it. It's amazing. So Otaku Cowboy finally gonna pull in some anime talk. This is Trump Slayer Infinite Tariff Arc.
Heck
Oh my gosh. Not the Kim Jong-un. That is fire, okay? Trump Slayer is dope. I'm gonna have to check that out. Listen, if they make an actual movie out of this, your boy's in the theaters, all right? And I'm getting my tickets framed. Trump Slayer is hilarious. I absolutely love that, all right? That is hilarious. It's been a fun one. It really has. We had some ups, we had some downs. Listen, man, if you disagree with anything that I said today, feel free, hop in the comments, man. You can, I read every single comment. I do. I read every single comment. I try to reply to every single comment that comes through, and I do try to be fair. And if there is something that you're making a good point on, I will come back and I will make a video to, talk about it. And honestly, I'm also willing to open up my Zoom or Skype, and we can have a conversation live on the video. I'm all about getting progress and making some change and waking people up from the great delusion. That is my goal here. So anyways, man, it's been a great one. You guys stay blessed, stay strapped, and stay awake.